always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 50,000 is 1,000 to collect 50,000. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 50,000 is 1,000 to collect 50,000. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentary.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release.
Good morning and welcome to Open Conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Open Conversation is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impacts to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we look at Bayelsa State. APC INEC tender conflicting results at Guba Election Tribunal. To Ondo State, mass defection of PDP and ZLP members to APC. On to Labour Party, National Working Committee suspends treasurer. And on politics, don't incite Nigerians against government. APC governors warn PDP governors. Do not go away. When we come back from this break, I'll introduce you to my guest. Stay tuned.
This minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 50,000 is 1,000 to collect 50,000. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of Justice.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards, the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Welcome back. I have with me on the show today Honorable Waribani Ezekiel. Honorable Ezekiel is the former governorship candidate, Rivers State of APDA 2019. Honorable Ezekiel, it's a pleasure to have you today.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you. On to the stories. The All Progressive Congress and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Wednesday in Abuja tendered conflicting election results on the November 11, 2023 governorship election in Bayelsa State. The conflicting election results were tendered at the Bayelsa State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja. While INEC tendered its certified results, the APC polling unit agents tendered various results with respect to the places they represented the party. However, the two conflicting results were objected to by different parties. The chairman of the tribunal, Justice Adekunle Adeleye, admitted them as exhibits for the tribunal's consideration during the hearing of the petition. A former Minister of Petroleum, Timipre Silva, and his party APC had dragged INEC, the elected Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Doye Diri, his deputy Lawrence Ehujapo, and the People's Democratic Party PDP before the tribunal. The petitioners are praying the tribunal to hold that the election took place in 3 different local government areas where INEC claimed it did not conduct elections due to alleged diversion of election materials and disruption of election process on ground of the bypass of the Beavers machine. The affected 3 local governments are Southern Ijo, Ogbia, and Nembe. At the commencement of the hearing of the petition, an APC polling unit agent, Odungele Moses, adopted his witness statement on oath, which he deposed on December 1st, 2023. Led in evidence by Tunde Falola, counsel to the petitioners, the witness maintained that the election took place in his polling unit 15, Ward 4, and tendered the results that he claimed was issued to him by the INEC presiding officer. However, during cross-examination by Chief Chris Uche, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, counsel to Governor Diri, the witness admitted that although 16 political parties participated in the governorship election, only APC, which he represented as an agent, signed the result he tendered. He did not give reasons why 15 others did not sign. Another witness, Mallory Afin, who also testified for the petitioners, tendered APC results, which had the same serial number and number of accredited voters as that of INEC, but with a different number of voters recorded for different political parties. During cross-examination by counsel to Governor Diri, it was discovered that the results tendered by the APC in Ward 002 were prepared and signed by the same presiding officer for Ward 015. Meanwhile, Justice Adekunle Adeleye has adjourned the matter for further hearing to 15th February. Yes, that's today. The hearing has been adjourned to. It's taking place today. So now, Honorable Ezekiel.
Well, you see, when you get to issues like this that are pending in court of competent jurisdiction, one will lack the effronteries to begin to challenge or discuss those matters, especially as it's happening today, currently ongoing tribunals. And of course, if there were no disagreement in the process of the elections, there will be no petitions going on. And if the government knows that the elections will be free and fair, of course, there will be no room for a tribunal to be set up. They know that there must be irregularities, disagreement, and all that. But the problem we have, I think we should look at it objectively, is the institution that is saddled with the responsibility of managing the electoral system. That is the INEC. They create more rooms for favoritisms because of their personal interests. If they do away with this personal interest and allow for fair and fair elections conduction, then there's possibility of having good results. But another problem again we have is party politics doesn't really work well in Nigeria, because you see, party A will be the ruling party, and the ruling party will use all the government and people's money to fund their election, and giving room to those parties that are not in power to scout for funds. The funds are hard for them to get, and of course, when you don't have funds to mobilize your supporters to those areas where elections will be going on, of course, there will be nobody that will vote for you. You get, because and campaigns are not done properly. Some places doesn't even know who is going for election, because probably there was no counter campaign. You have only the ruling party that has a structure to every nooks and cranny.
Is that the fault of the INEC?
INEC should be able to manage political parties well. But before now,
how does INEC manage the campaigns of political parties?
INEC used to fund political parties. I mean, and then too, things were a little bit streamlined. You get, but until when they refused to stop funding political parties, challenges became more than expected. Now, if you fund political parties, for instance, now, why should I contest with somebody that has money more than me? That my capacity will be undermined. You get? Now, I have just 1 million naira in my cover, which I think I can use to do one or two things, and the other person has 10 billion naira in his account. Of course, you know that he will throw more light to his ambition, and we have a win. So INEC should be able to say, okay, let's fund these parties. If it is 10 parties that we want to fund, we'll make laws that will guard that. 10 parties will fund them equally, and they actually go on to campaign for their people, and the vote will be there. So some places you see they said only one party signed document. They are right. Only one party can sign document. The party that has structure to the grassroots can sign document, because, for instance, if in Ward 16, you have no representative of your party in that place, and APC or PDP has representative there, who will sign? One person will sign. So the possibility of getting one person signing a document at that place is sure. So, but let's look for the courts to determine it.
The issue now, we've raised concerns that are quite valid, and that has to do with smaller political parties being able to have visibility during campaigns.
Yes.
Now, is it a function of the platform the person belongs to? Because there are persons who, by the reason of who they have been, their track record, they are popular. So when they join a platform, they add value to that platform. They give the platform visibility. We have in Nigeria situations where politicians and people who do not have, who are not known, who are not even grassroots politicians, come out during election season to contest for elections, and a lot of the people do not even know them. There are certain politicians or certain persons who are not even politicians but who are philanthropists. Let me give you an instance in Imo State, when former Governor Rochas Okorocha, before he became a governor, he did not give Imo people any inkling as to any form of political ambition. He was just a philanthropist. He was just doing his thing, you know, helping the poor and all that. But the thing is, he had a track record. He created a name for himself. And when he joined the political party, he gave that political party the relevance and the visibility they needed. And he was able to campaign. Yes, granted, he already had money. But at that point, it wasn't his money that spoke for him. It was his track record. And he was able to campaign and win against an incumbent, a sitting governor at that time. So that's the power of track record and what it can do. So when, you know, people say, or your school of thought, that political parties are small and it affects the candidates. How so when the candidate does not have any form of
Let me
record?
also marry what is happening in my state, Rivers State, to what is just said now in Imo State.
Okay.
You must not have public track records to do well, to be loved by your people. You must not have public track records. There are people that have good records that people don't even know. People help people that people don't know. For instance, like the current governor of Rivers State, Sim Fubara, is a very pragmatic person. Get? And looking forward, you see, when his name arose, people say, we don't know this person, we don't know this person. You get? We don't know him, we don't know him. How do you bring him in when you don't know him? But if you look at the track record, for somebody to rise through the ranks and arose to that level, he was in civil service. You see that he has pedigree, but silence. Today, he is the governor of Rivers State. You can see what he's doing. He has revamped the civil service. He has given life to them.
Because he was a civil
servant.
Because
he understands.
And he understands the plight of the civil servant. That's an isolated case.
I'm coming. The grassroots, virtually all that are working with him now, he has a mechanism of reaching out to them. I can tell you for free. I tell you for free. Reaching out to the nooks and crannies of the state. And so, you will not rate people because they're doing philanthropic work and all that. That's a part. That's a part. Now, party politics had to do with money. You cannot do anything like, okay, this is the riverine community. My village, a bombing town in Andon local government area, you cannot go there by road. I spend about 2,000 naira to the water side, car water side, but I will pay from that water side to my community about 4,000 naira on a speedboat to take me to my community. You see, and the place, the duration is just like from NTA gate to AIT gates. That's the distance on the sea. You get? So I'm paying 2,000 naira from a distance from Port Harcourt to Kawara side. That's a long distance. But that short distance, paying times 2 of it. You get? Now, you are contesting for governorship, for instance, and you need crowd. You need to see crowd in a bomb, my community, for a campaign. So let's talk. If you don't have money, can you mobilize 100 persons?
Now,
very, very impossible. Now, another thing again, real people that has pedigree will not be allowed into office of trusts in this current country because they don't have money. Then people that pass through their back doors and back ways to get their money, knows where they get their money, will be allowed. And these people, when they come in, they know that you didn't vote them. They use their money to take themselves in. So until this institution help Nigeria, because this institution is not only to conduct elections, it's also help Nigeria do the right thing. Let them come up with modalities or go back to the old pattern of governance in the INEC. Let them provide funds for political party. I will come up to a second topic and I will raise issues on that. I'll tell you the reason why things are happening that way.
Let's anchor
so on this election matter, in as much as there are institutions saddled with the investigation, I've just told you that having one person as a signatory to these results, I agree me, is possible because of financial constraint of political parties who may not have structures in their various
hold on a bit.
Local,
this issue of having one person's signature and not the other 15 political parties on the INEC result sheet. The guy claimed that the INEC officer gave him that paper, right? But the one INEC tendered had the signature of all the political parties, while the one an INEC officer gave to him had only one signature. Now that's the disparity on one side. But okay. I want to go back to what you said about the challenges, as a politician, canvassing people for elections and campaign, yes. Especially in your area because of the nature of the terrain and the transportation system there. Now, You, Barrister Honorable Israel, you were once a former Guba candidate of APDA, right? In 2019, yes. Correct. Now, I'm very sure that you also did your campaigns in your place. Yes. Now, is it possible that if you're a grassroots man, loved by his people, is it possible that your name alone and the love the people have for you alone can galvanize them to come out for you, not just during campaigns, but will come out for you even during elections? The love they have for you and their determination to see you win will make them vote for you and stand there to defend their votes.
Let me also tell you that even your wife can vote against you, that loves you too much. Politicians have ways of entering into your family and balkanize it.
So now it's not a function of people loving you, but it's a function of the masses not having integrity. Is that what you're saying?
Now, that's one side. Now, like, when I contested for governorship of Rivers State, it was a tough and fierce contest. I went to nooks and crannies. I was on air, I was in localities and all that. Of course, mind you, on the day of election, I am only bid to go back to my community, my unit, where I will cast my vote that day.
Okay.
And my financial strength may only be active because I don't have this, in quotes, big money. I only had integrity. I had the people that had. And I had what it takes to govern the states. You get, and I believe in myself. But going further, it is not the vote of Unit 16, Ward 7 alone that will make me the governor of Rivers State. We have 319 wards in Rivers State and about 4,000 plus units in Rivers State. So of course, I need to have my agents at those places to be able to have even one vote because the agent is there. I need to mobilize people to that place. I need to fund them. Yes, the people will vote for you, but there may be people that are even poorer than you that had you at heart to vote for you, and they are in Port Harcourt, main town, and their voting strength is in my ward 16, unit 16 in Egbomo. So what do? I will need to also help those ones that doesn't have what it takes to vote for me to come down to my ward, my units to cast vote for me. That's something I will do to other people because the country had been broke. People are broke. The government of the day are yet to do what they promised to do. I don't foreclose it because I know that it's a growing government, and we hope that they will improve. You get? So things have to be done right. If they want these elections to be done free and fair, if they don't want a one-party state in the party country, then they should look at the INEC. They should increase their budget and also ensure that INEC also fund other political parties. If they know that they cannot be able to fund as many in quote political parties, let us have, if it is 3 political parties, 5 political parties funded, you get, and we'll get it right from there.
You and the people that will increase this budget for INEC to be able to fund these smaller political parties are the government of the ruling party. How do you see that working out? Well,
let me tell you, there's something that's different between elections and governance. The parties are platforms. Constitution has given us rights.
Does election and governance work in isolation to politics?
One thing you have to do, that's the difference, that's what we have it wrong in Nigeria. Because you can see now is governance period, but people are playing politics, they're still playing politics now. That's why I love my governor. Despite the fact that he has crisis, he's surrounded with so many crises, you will see him in love, receiving both the PDP and the APC, the APDA, the this and that, call the names, they are receiving them, giving them their due rights, because elections are over. Luckily, he has won his case at Supreme Court and he's doing it massively right. So when you talk about leadership and election period, people should differentiate between election period and leadership period. If you understand this, you see that there is no difference between A and B. The problem I have these days is that when you see one man talking against this government today in the morning, and in the night is silently talking talking in support of the government. These are the things that are causing more problem, and it's also giving room for the younger ones to learn bad thing. It is only in this state about last election that took place in the country, this last general elections, where you see people legalize demeaning their parties for another party, even when they are in their parties. And I begin to ponder and wonder how and what they are showing. They're showing the younger generation.
Isn't that the job of the political party to punish these persons? But some of these
let me help you. Let me help you. The answer is this.
Yes.
Because these political parties, the executive, the ESCO of these parties have no source of funding except the people in power. So it's like you want to find someone that will give you money. So what do? You keep silent to get that peanut. So integrity also is there. Few persons that have integrity are also criticizing them. You get people like us who don't believe in what you will give us. We believe in what we will say that will promote the society tomorrow. You get? Because tomorrow, my younger brother, my younger sister, my friend may occupy office of trust. And if I don't support the good one today, it will still work against them tomorrow. Okay. So we need to correct the menace now.
Okay. Today is February 15th. Hopefully the news on the Bayelsa State issue will come out.
I know that the court recently are doing well.
So you have confidence.
I have confidence in the fact that
they
will do something. Yes, they do right. I'm too confident about that. Okay. You know, recent time before today I've been antagonizing them, but I see that the system is also rebranding themselves, and I hope that the judiciary will be able to do justice about that.
All right, fingers crossed on that. Now to the next story. Scores of members of the People's Democratic Party and the Zenith Labour Party chapters in Ondo State have defected to the ruling All Progressive Congress. The official defection took place at the APC Secretariat in Akure, the state capital, on Wednesday. The leaders of the defectors include a former member of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Tomide Akirimbido, a former House of Reps member of the PDP, Mr. Dare Aliu, Dr. Felda Olatunji, Ola Falolu, Ayodele Ikumayiwoyi, Pastor Olatunde Felix, Chief Pius Akinrimola, among others. Receiving the defectors, the state chairman of the Ondo APC, Mr. Ade Adetimehin, said the defection had further depleted the camp of the PDP, confirming that political heavyweights in the PDP had joined the progressive family. Adetimehin stated that the PDP had turned to carcass in the state. He disclosed that many of their chieftains were dumping the party for the ruling party. He said, "We just received the remaining pillars in Ondo PDP. The PDP is now a carcass in Ondo State. In Ondo State, the party and the government are one. We work together in one accord. Having come to APC, there is no founder, no joiner. We will treat you equally in our wards and local governments. Come and display your capacity in the APC." Adetimehin, who congratulated the defectors on their new move, assured them that they would be treated equally with those already in the APC. Speaking, one of the defectors and former PDP lawmaker, Tomide Akirimbido, promised to work for the party to ensure the victory for the APC in the forthcoming governorship poll. "We will work to ensure victory. It is a landslide victory in Ondo West. I will promote cohesion within the party. We will work and cooperate with our leaders. We will work according to the dictates of the party." Now, this is what is going on in Ondo State right now. Mass defection of members of People Democratic Party and the Zenith Labour Party to All Progressive Congress. You said a lot behind the scenes about this story.
I told you, I said in the last topic we just finished.
Yes.
You see, the two topics are just like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just had a conversation with one of the party leaders in one of the political parties, the Labour Party.
Yes.
And we discussed at length on this matter this morning before I came to this platform. You see, like I said earlier, Nigeria, we need it right. And when we need it right, we can't do it all alone. It must be with the collective effort of the people. Now, the government of Nigeria formed the INEC. Like I said earlier, the problem you see in Ondo State today, people defecting from party A to party B, also boil down on lack of financial structures. And some leaders who does not have the capability of sustaining structures. They will have the money, they will not be able to manage a structure, a party structure. So what they do is to run and use their name, their pedigree to hide under the ruling political parties so that they can continue to amass wealth and also promote their selfish interests. Now, in Ondo states, the Labour Party, the Zenith Labour Party, and the PDP, like what I gather, most of them cannot even pay their office rent. And at the national level, the national of the party does not have money to even give to the state to fund those things. And you are in political party, you are in a party stalwart, and you want to sustain it. So the best you should do is to, since here is not functional, you don't have all it takes to run, and you have the pedigree, what you do is to join another person that has the capability, so that your effort can also be seen publicly. So that's what's happening in political parties in Ondo State. You get, if these political parties have structures, like then when there was this regime when we have SDP and NRC, I think that was the best government we had so far. Because if you go to every local government area, you have the SDP secretariat and NRC secretariat. I think if President Bola Tinubu can also structure that and let them have where they have as offices.
Okay, if I may ask, you've mentioned the issue of parties not having, a lot of political parties not having structures, particularly the smaller political parties.
Yes.
Now the question is, why not collapse these political parties?
That is what they are doing. But the INEC is still giving room for more political parties, and they are not giving fundings, and they know these problems. They just need these political parties to use as an appendage to sign signatures to confirm that their malpractices, in case it will emerge, is successful. If not so, having known that these smaller political parties have no financial backbone to fight the bigger ruling political parties, there was no need for room to create more political parties. If you know you can
now,
fund it.
on the other hand, if INEC would do nothing about it, why can't political parties do something about it? APC was, you know, a merger of different political parties that came together to form APC to fight PDP. Right. Now, if there are smaller political parties, they don't have structure, they don't have the funding, why not collapse? And in a situation where you said, okay, like you said, INEC should be the one to do the needful, INEC is not doing the needful, why can't the political parties on their own come together and merge in order to form one mega party that can stand the test of time?
You are in this country.
I am?
You are in this country. Hope you are still in Nigeria. You're not Japan. Just recently, we have a Labour Party that took over the social media. Young men and women were out, we sold their properties, they were dying for that, and they wanted their vote to count. But when the time was ripe, money speaks, and division started emerging.
After the elections?
Within that period of election. The period of election, if it's not done, they can't announce results. They announced it because they were depleting places, places that powers funds enter into. People are calling, threatening, and all that. You see what happened there. Like I tell you, except the country leadership wanted transparency in governance and in electoral processes, and the INEC in Nigeria is able to allow for free and fair election, we can't have it. We still have the same problem.
Now let's look at the role of the National Assembly in the electioneering process. Can there be a law passed? I mean, this should be properly regulated. There should be very strong conditions, very strict conditions to form a political party.
Is it the National Assembly that the former, one of the former senators, Senator Abu,
it can be
said on social media that one of the judges that gave judgment against him, he screened, he followed in her screening, and he gave an express passage. His belief was that when he gives an express passage, tomorrow when he comes to his court, he will give an express judgment in his favor. See, there's National Assembly members. Another problem we have, because the law that placed them there gave them opportunity to be there first tenure, second tenure, third tenure, fourth tenure, fifth tenure, till they die. There should be no room for new ideas. That's what is keeping them. So they keep adjoining these things. They know what is right to do, but they will not do it. They will not do it. They will not do it. They are markets, except God will send somebody who will be adamant to whatever thing they say and said, okay, I want, even if it's one tenor, that I stay. Let me be there for this one tenor and make a change. Very rare.
In National Assembly.
Yes.
But of course.
And of course, but it can't do it all alone.
You can't make a change in National
Assembly. You can't make it
alone.
alone. That's it. You can't make it alone. Before you begin lobby, in fact, they make the word lobby as a very strong word in National Assembly. I have to lobby you. And if you go in depth in the word to interpret what lobby is, you know what it means. Lobby doesn't lobby only by telling you vote for me. I can use other means to lobby you, to accept my bills, to pass. So we need a Nigeria that will work. We need a National Assembly that will work. If it is the National Assembly that will empower INEC to do the needful, let them do the needful. You get, and let us get it right this time around. Because right now, hunger is high. I watched on television, on social media yesterday, people are sharing bread in Lagos, part of the says Lagos. And you see how crowd, 100 naira bread, crowd were falling on each other to seek for food. Nigeria, people are starving. Hunger is in the land. Businesses are dying. We should look at it objectively. We should keep away politicking and face reality.
Now, what solution do you prefer? Because we've talked about the INEC, you've talked about the challenges INEC has, and you said INEC is unwilling to do the right thing. Now, we've talked about how about the National Assembly coming through the angle of the Constitution. You also mentioned challenges, why it might not work. So, in your opinion, what will work?
We just need a president that will keep to his promises. President Bola Tinubu. We just need him to understand that it is time for him to rise up to his expectation.
The federal government says the best president is doing his best.
We are saying that
as it stands.
The word is best doesn't mean he has done well.
Are you expecting a miracle? Are Nigerians expecting a miracle at this point?
There will be no miracle.
Because this is a litany of decisions and policies taken over the years, starting from the administration of PDP, over the years. And right now, it has accumulated. Every policy has a gestation period. That's a fact. And some of these policies have come to maturity, and this is what we are seeing. And the country is now in the situation it is in. Is it the fault of President Bola Tinubu? Now, is President Bola Tinubu going to do a miracle? Is a miracle going to solve the situation? Because the way Nigerians are saying president should sit up, policies are going on.
You see, like you said,
what miracle are we expecting the president?
There are expertise in various departments. Let me just hint you of one that I'm so much in love with in recent time. Minister of Works, the former governor of Ebonyi State. You get? When you fix people that knows their onions, that knows what they are doing, you get? You will get it right. But when you fix people that came in with, in quotes, vision to steal, vision to amass wealth, vision to be known publicly, to be singing praises to the system without doing the right thing. You get it wrong. This man came to inspect the East-West Road, and he saw what the work they are doing there. I said, no, this is not what we want. You must have to do what we want, or you stop the work. And if you go there now, I passed that day for yesterday, they are actually doing what he wants. So the president should look at his cabinets. This is no time for press singing. President, we know you. You've worked in Lagos State. You've worked in Lagos State, even when there are pressures on you. Mr. President worked in Lagos State, even when there are pressure on him. So now, you should work Nigeria out. He used the best persons for his government, and the president knows best people. You have given gratification for people that supported you to vote for you to win elections. Time is now ripe for you to look at your cabinet and dissolve them. There are people that are sitting down on. Imagine you just come today, you say there's a fraud of so billions. Tomorrow is a fraud of so billions. Mr. President should look at them objectively and remove them and fix it. It is time for him to reshuffle his cabinet. Because the problem he's having now is the cabinet. You have given them 6 months. They have even made the government worse. So Mr. President should dissolve his cabinet. That's the solution now.
All right.
Mr. President Tinubu should dissolve his cabinet.
Okay.
But he knows. Tinubu knows everybody. He knows them. I don't want to mention them now. I only want to mention one name because I know that I have to mention one name to work out that one. Let Mr. President dissolve his cabinet.
And that's the solution.
That's the solution for now.
Okay.
And when he dissolves cabinet, a lot of Kaka will be unveiled. A lot of things will be unveiled. A lot of things he doesn't know then will come out. Let us set the pace. You see, imagining some part of this country are using dollar as legal tender. Some part of this country, Nigeria, are using dollars as a legal tender in Nigeria. That's not madness. That's madness in Nigeria. That's madness. And that is because of this crisis. The major cause of this crisis is we using another currency in our country.
Well, that actually is conversation for another day.
Thank you.
We'll not delve into that.
Thank you.
Do not go away. When we come back from this break, we'll look at the National Working Committee of Labour Party suspending the treasurer. Still stay tuned.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 3,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which are you.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on The Fact Today, only on ATN.
Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. POS operator, she said 50,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Welcome back. The National Working Committee of the Labour Party has ordered immediate suspension of the party's national treasurer, Ms. Oluchi Okpara, for bringing the party to disrepute by making unsubstantiated allegations of financial impropriety against the national chairman, Comrade Julius Abure. Her suspension came barely 24 hours after the party announced the constitution of a disciplinary panel to investigate her demand that Abure be made to account for 3.5 billion naira being proceeds of the sale of funds and revenue generated from other sources during the 2023 general elections. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Obiora Ifo, who announced the decision of the National Working Committee at a press conference in Abuja on Wednesday, accused the treasurer of playing out the script of disgruntled former party members. He said, at the meeting held Tuesday evening, February 13, 2024 in Abuja, in the exercise of his powers as contained in the party's constitution with the intention of a fair hearing, the National Working Committee extended an invitation to the National Treasurer to appear before it on Wednesday, February 14, 2024 by 10 a.m. to discuss the recent developments. The party regrets that the National Treasurer shunned the invitation by the disciplinary committee to clear herself and her actions. We see this as an affront to the party leadership and millions of our members who are watching how their party's image, which they have labored hard for to build, is trolled by one ingrate. The disciplinary committee has, however, recommended to the National Executive Council of the party through the National Working Committee that Ms. Oluchi Okpara be suspended from the Labour Party for a minimum of 6 months. This suspension is with immediate effect. Honorable, do you think this is fair?
Well, in party politics, you give room for fair hearing, and which they've done. The question is, if she was duly informed or not, because sometimes propaganda can also help in media. No media, you can just come up with something. Like the other day, we heard that the Algon in Rivers State, said that they are going to fight. They are going to court to challenge the governor's decision to allow for 30,000 naira minimum wage in Rivers State to be effective, and the promotions be given to Rivers people and all that, and that another the documentation came again that the Argon chairman Rivers State is saying that he is not aware of such information, and one of the notable local government council chairman of Pubonkoro local government area came up and said that he is not aware of that. Now, same could be applied.
How does that relate to?
It relates because, if, like I said, information. I said she may be aware or may not be aware of the invitation in quotes.
But the River State issue does not in any way relate to the Labour Party issue.
No. The Labour Party is in River State.
I'm
just giving you an instance
of the National Treasurer.
Instance of information, whether or not the information actually passed to her. You ask me if it is right. I said
if it's a fair decision.
Fair decision, yes. I said, in the first place, information may be given to her or not. If she was served with the information properly and she refused to honor the party's invitation, that's a gross subordination.
Well, from what they just said, the suspension was not clearly because she did not attend that hearing. Because one of the states in the statement of the press secretary, he called her an ingrate. He said that they will not stand by and see the labor of millions of party members be destroyed and the image of the party
This
be destroyed.
This document was aired after
the hearing, which she did not attend.
Thank you. So
now,
I think he may have used that ingrate because she refused to honor the committee.
Hold on. From what was said, the bone of contention is that the national treasurer asked that the national president give account of 3.5 billion naira generated from sales of funds and other proceeds during the election. She is the national treasurer.
Okay, that's what I'm coming.
Was that a bad thing to say?
No. If you say that as a treasurer, you must have documents of these monies that pass through to the party's accounts.
She might be private to what other people are not private to.
Thank you.
So for her to come out and
she would have now she would have honored that invitation.
You also mentioned that there is a possibility it never got to her.
That's what I'm saying. No, when I brought in the issues of this River State, you were shining. Because I said it's possible she didn't get the information that this day's media. That's why I brought in the issue of River State. This day's media, I agree me, can upturn one thing, can say one thing, and that thing is happening.
Now, okay, let's marry both. The issue of River State is an entirely different issue, and the communication in the River State matter is entirly different.
No. You just said that the one in River State is not in the actual media base.
Hold on, sir. The governor made the declaration.
Yes.
It was carried by the media.
Yes.
And the local government chairman heard it, and they are reacting to it. That's a clear. There was clear communication. Hold on, sir. Let me finish.
Okay.
There was clear communication. Yeah. Right. Now, on this other hand, this is a communication between the National Working Committee and the National Treasurer. Yeah. When the invitation was given out, it was not announced in the press. It was not. Even if it was announced in the press, there's also a possibility that the woman in question is not press savvy. There is also that possibility. So, for the sake of the conversation, let's just assume that a handwritten letter was given to her or a mail was sent to her. You also mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, you said, did it get to her in time?
Yes.
Did she even get it? So the River State issue is a different issue with governance. That is not directly related. But I want us to dwell on this.
Let me tell you why I brought in the River State matter. Let me tell you why I brought it and compared to it. It was when I said the information may have not gotten to him. Same thing as the Algon. I agree me. Are saying that what you are hearing on social media, nothing of such happened, came out from us. Now the woman in question, I agree me now, may have not seen any invitation. He may have been a scapegoat. She might be a scapegoat in the whole saga, because of course in recent time the Labour Party had having series of court matters, court cases, and all that. Even the current national chairman and the former and all that have their own issues, bordering on the financial misappropriation and all that. You get? So things like this can happen. The lack of proper information to the people, to the masses, will give us a wrong impression of the woman. Also, a wrong impression on the publisher of that document for calling her an ingrate. It's like he has concluded the judgment.
That's what I'm saying. From what the press secretary said, there appears to be a conclusion that
yes,
what she did was anti-party activity. And as a result, they also said that she is working with people who have left the party. Now, this whole thing is coming up as a result of the national treasurer making a simple call. And that call is, let the national chairman account for monies. Is that a wrong thing to do, or is it a form of witch hunting people not to talk? Should the reaction from the, you are a party member, yes, sir, should the reaction from the party be to call her, to query her for saying the chairman should account for monies, knowing that in her capacity as a treasurer, she can make that call. She can raise consent.
She has the right.
She can blow that whistle.
She has the right.
So why not
request for?
Why not face the chairman, the national chairman, and tell the national chairman to account for the monies?
Like I said earlier.
Yes.
They said she did not appear.
The reason for that invite was for her to come and defend herself, for her to be interrogated for the statement she made. From what the press secretary has said, already the party appears to, there appears to be a faction in the party, or the man said she has joined some disgruntled members of the party. I am reading in between the lines and bringing out the issues. So there seems to already be a problem in the party. And the national treasurer is asking the party to tell the national chairman to give account. And by the reason of her position, she has the right to do that. So instead of the party to tell the national chairman, give account, because if the treasurer is calling for that, she might be privy to some things they are not privy to. Now, instead of telling the national chairman, give account, they now invite her to a hearing. What does that tell you?
Of course, you see, inviting her for a hearing is not a bad thing. Let me just give you another loopholes.
Okay.
There may be other people too that have these things in mind to say, but they don't have a platform to request for that information. So, asking her to come to let people know what was the money meant for, how do we get such amount of money, which account is it entering into? Because one, if this money passes through the party's accounts, which she might be a signatory to the accounts, she too will not be left out of the crime. You get? Because if the account says, okay, or in that way around where only one person can sign, if that is done, well, she can also defend herself by saying that. If not so, this money talking about is between them. So she should be able to come out. If you have raised an alarm, agree me, or so you should come out and tender your evidences, so that people will know. At that point, people now, okay, oh, this man is saying the truth, oh, this man is saying it's lying. For her not to present herself to the committee is a bad thing.
Yeah, for her not to present herself to the committee is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
You have a point on that.
Yeah.
But is it also fair and right for the committee to have given her another chance, another invite?
Well, I've not read through the party's constitution. I've not read through their party's constitution as regards to disciplinary action. And if that is correct, they may have been acting towards or acting on their constitution. I don't have access to their constitution. Every political party has their constitution, agreement that governs them. Maybe after here, I will go and look at their constitution. What the constitution says about such person that didn't honor the party's constitution.
Is it also possible? Because I am reading the body language of the press release by the press secretary. Is it also possible that there is a possibility that the national treasurer did not attend because all the stacked up against her? Because there is a difference when someone fails to attend a hearing, and even the courts will, if you have a court case and you don't attend, they don't hold you to contempt immediately. There will be an adjournment. And when it is clear that this person is deliberately ignoring the courts, then the court can take action. But there was none to that effect. And again, not just that, she did not attend the hearing, and then the committee suggested for a suspension minimum of 6 months with immediate effect. That is not a problem if she's suspended because a weighty allegation has been made. At this point, the way it was put, sir.
Well, it was not an expulsion.
Well, it was not an expulsion.
So there's still
from the body language,
yes,
it appears that it's a battle she is entering the loser already.
You cannot conclude because we are yet to hear.
Not attending,
yes,
failing to attend that meeting does not warrant her being called one, an ingrate. Does not warrant her being called two, being accused, because the party now made an accusation on her that she has aligned with disgruntled members of the party to defame and ridicule the party. That's a weighty
in politics,
accusation.
there is this common language that we use, like disgruntled. When somebody's vision is not in tandem with your vision, you feel that person is a bastard, is a useless person. But that is not correct. That's not the best word to use on her. But for, like I said, the constitution of their party were able to help us to find our feet as regards to this matter.
Okay.
But I'm saying that since it's a suspension, we were able to also give her room, you get, to either submit herself. The committee is still there. The committee has not dissolved. It means that they can also meet after that period, but it's not functional now. Of course, somebody cannot be on seat and you're investigating him or her. He has to be suspended for a proper investigation to go on. You get? The committee need to do that. But in my own vein, I don't want to ask if the committee also invited the chairman.
From the press statement, from the press release, it was not mentioned anywhere there that the chairman has been invited to give account.
Maybe the committee want to invite them on different platform. And then let me also know who formed the committee. Is it the chairman that formed the committee, or the National Work Committee headed by who? Because if it is headed by the chairman that was accused.
Do you think this committee is not partial?
Well, like I said earlier, whether we know if these letters or invitation actually reached on to the woman, or a meditated plans to remove her and replace her with another person, or there are internal fights that are going on in the party all this while. So if all these things are correct, then I think she may be a scapegoat.
Now, you're a party man, and you understand the intrigues and the politics that goes on in the party system. Yes. If you were to be in the position of the national treasurer, what would you do in face of this whole drama playing out?
The first thing I would do, if I'm invited, if I raise an alarm, if there's something that is going on that I don't subscribe to, I don't support, and I see foul play anywhere, and I raise an alarm, and the constituted authority requested to formally see with me and hear the full details of my alarm, I will submit myself. If I'm sure what I said is correct, I would avail myself. If I have fear that I'll be harmed, I will go to the legal security agency. I invite my lawyer. I will go with the police. I will report myself to the police station, and the police will send delegation to go with me to that meeting for security purposes, and I will tender my facts. So for her not to be bold to take every right she had and appear before the committee, something's wrong somewhere else.
Something's wrong somewhere.
Yes, something's wrong somewhere. Is either somebody sponsoring her, you get, against the national chairman, or she had one or two personal beef with the chairman that he wants her own share.
So if the latter is the case and she wants her own share, which means something actually is cooking. Now, which means that whistleblowing might actually,
if she wants her own share, if she wants her own share, both of them have compromised against the party.
Interesting. And now, why is the party not putting as much pressure as?
Because they may have not known the problem, the main problem, because sometimes the treasurer and the chairman may have having their own cold war that they wouldn't want the party to hear.
Okay.
So they are only making a general statement to attract people to come and say, what is the problem? Now you calm down, and let's see how we can sort this out.
Okay.
You get it right now.
Yes.
So that's what I think is going on.
Okay, interesting.
You get it right now.
Yes, I do.
You get it.
Moving on. The politics don't incite Nigerians against government, APC governors warns PDP. The Progressive Governors Forum has advised their counterparts in the People's Democratic Party against utterances and actions capable of inciting the masses against the federal government. In a statement in Abuja yesterday, the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, said the economic and security challenges confronting the nation needed a collaborative towards finding lasting solutions to them and not finger-pointing. Reacting to the press briefing by PDP governors on Monday, where they likened Nigeria to another Venezuela, Uzodinma said it was unpatriotic for those in leadership positions to play the ostrich when they were fully aware of what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was doing to reverse the situation. Uzodinma said, ultimately the decision rests squarely on Nigerians and other organs in the country to ensure that we take actions that will bring relief to all of us. He further said, incitement of public against the federal government, particularly coming on the heels of the 14-day notice of strike by the organized labor, is unfair. As leaders, mere criticisms or even playing to the gallery for public applause is not the way to go. Engaging in the blame games is also not the way to go. All of us are members of the National Economic Council, where we have the opportunity to make our inputs. I don't think my colleagues have exhausted that avenue, Uzodinma posited. The chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum said he was happy that PDP as a party supported the removal of fuel subsidy, which is at the heart of the economic challenges in the country. He said, I don't know when they stopped supporting that economic policy, but they are familiar with the cliche that you cannot make an omelette without breaking an egg. We were all aware of the temporary hardship of the policy would cause, but that would soon give way to prosperity. Uzodinma said he was aware that President Tinubu was working assiduously to ensure that the economy is brought back to shape for Nigerians to rejoice again. So, APC governors coming out to warn PDP governors and telling them to stop inciting Nigerians against the federal government. The question is that true?
I just pray that his last comments come to pass. I want to wait for a Nigeria where the things that we are hoping to get will come to pass very fast, that the economy will change and that things will be done right. Of course, you cannot get it right with only the governors doing what they are doing and criticizing the government in their corners. Let me also let us know that if you have a security challenges in a specific area for too long, the government of that state, of that region, are aware of what is happening. Nigeria is facing crisis now because a lot of us have run away from our responsibility, especially the governors of our states have refused to take the bull by the horn to fight insecurity, to fight for justice and create food and jobs for people. Until that is done, we cannot have a safe Nigeria. But for what he is saying, now is governance. We should not continue to play this politics where when APC leading at the national level and PDP is leading at the state, you want to fight the APC. That should be over. And I think Bola Tinubu is trying on that regard to ensure that party politics flourish in Nigeria. That I give kudos to him. And that the governors pointing accusing finger to the Mr. President or the federal government, they have every opportunity to discuss with the president, because the president has given open door policy for all the governors in the country to interface with him. I don't see any reason why any governor should be because the governors are taking that since the president came on board, he's not owing any states, of course. I've not heard he's owing any states.
Not yet.
Now he has not owed any states, and therefore the president is doing his own best work. We need the governors to utilize their money. Let them go and utilize their money. Instead of them still inciting the masses against the president, they should go and utilize the money. Most of the governors of this country are not doing anything. They are busy acquiring properties, building houses, everywhere, buying things, buying jewels and all that, stocking monies for only God knows. So my sister on this platform, you see, Nigeria is yet to be plunked down.
But then, the governors, despite the fact that they are PDP, they are playing the role of the opposition. They are well within their rights. One, they are governors. Two, they are citizens. They are well within their rights to speak out. Maybe their voice is louder because they are from a different political party, and even louder because of the positions they occupy in the society. But is it not well within their rights to call out the federal government on certain policies that they feel the federal government is taking that might not benefit the masses? And secondly, the buck stops at the table of the president. I agree, there is allocations and the governors have a lot to, we'll still come to that conversation. But I am looking at the APC telling the PDP governors, don't incite the masses. They are simply telling the PDP governors, do not play the role of opposition, don't speak.
No, there's difference between speaking and incitement. There's difference between speaking. You have a channel, you have your national, you have the net meetings where the governors have with Mr. President. You get, if you have anything, genuine issues bothering your state, because opportunities are given to all the governors to discuss, to come up with their reports from their states in that meeting in Abuja. So if you have any challenges there, you can put, we're in governance period. We're not in political period where we want to destroy people's name to get
even votes. During governance, now, one of the things that drive governance is opposition. Opposition
is when you are not to go and shout on the TV, on radio, on public gathering. It's when you are doing opposition. If you are doing your people, you are channeling your prayers to the appropriate quarters, and these quarters will take it up for you. The thing I cannot do, I don't own here. Until you call me to come down here is when I come down here. True or false? And you also regulate what I say. Sometimes you want to stop me from saying what I want to say because you own here. You want to be on top. Is that correct? And I will, because I still have the right, because I'm called and I know I'm respected before I'm called to be here. So the president has a role, and the governors has a role. They have where to meet to discuss those challenges. And then when they pass through that, you are not inciting the public against the government. It is where when you live where you're supposed to discuss that matter, and you are organizing a rally at Isoko or at Benue State, and you are calling on this, and you have not done your own. The president will not know what's happening in Egbomu, my town now. That's Egbomu right now. After the sun filling, the town is about to be engulfed by water. If I from Egbomu, I didn't say it here now. People to hear that my community Egbomu town and the government area is about to be taken over by floods. They will not hear. So if I'm saying now, is here the appropriate quarter I should say? I should channel it through the government, to the federal government. Now, if I refuse to channel it through the government to the federal government, I'm just saying it for saying something.
Okay, let's anchor on that.
Nah.
Now, you have a local government chairman.
Yes.
In your local government,
yes.
and on a local
yes.
government, right? And then, a part of local government where you come from,
yes.
is about to be taken over by flood.
Yeah, the flood.
Good. Now, the local government chairman is aware of this situation. Yeah. Is he not aware?
He should.
He's aware. And apparently, what you cannot answer is whether he has told the governor or not.
What if we have not told him?
Hold on.
And we jump to accuse Mr. President. He has not written to the governor.
I am still coming to what you said. I'm trying to lay a background.
Yes.
Now, the local government chairman knows that a particular part of his local government has flood issues or will have flood issues in the coming months, and doesn't do anything about it. If you call him out on media, if you call him out on the media, call him out on the social media, do not forget that media has a role to play in governance. You can't take that role away. And to a large extent, even the media and social media as well has been a tool and a vehicle for change, even to make the government do the right thing in some cases.
In this case.
So now you can actually say it out. And at that point, your local government chairman will hear, because now he's aware that this has come to public notice. It's other local government chairmen have heard it, even the governor possibly have heard it. So now he'll be forced to do the right thing. So are you saying that if it is not through that neck council, the governors should not speak out?
Madam, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. You don't do the wrong thing, the right thing at the wrong time.
Why is the timing
now,
wrong?
Now, listen. I have a chairman of my local government area whom I know I voted for.
Okay.
And I know that we have telephone. We have text messages in it.
Okay.
We have WhatsApp. We have the call itself. If I don't have money to pay my way to his office, I should at least, because of the love of my people, have money to buy a recharge card in my phone.
And if he doesn't pick your call?
Doesn't pick. I will find out a way to look at him, look for him. It is only, listen.
You don't have access.
It is only when I don't have access, media comes in. But in this case, the governors have access to Mr. President. Yours truly, they have. They should do the needful.
They should do the needful.
Yeah, they should do it.
And you think coming out to say openly,
openly when they have not done their due diligence, it is wrong.
Now you're not part of the NEC council to know whether they have brought this issue.
I once have a leader, may so rest in peace. Nelson Martin Cielo. I was his boy. You get? And you see, when there are issues that came up on board, and somebody in our team had issues with him. Are you getting me? And Marticelo saw him as one of his best team members, and he expected him to come and sort that out with him.
Yeah.
I didn't know the day what happened. When the man, instead of coming to Marticelo to tell Marticelo, say, okay, I'm sorry for what I did, he went to meet another person to tell the person to come and beg him for what he has done. Marticelo said, but it was wrong for him to have come to you. I've come to, he has access to me. Discuss with me. It's simple. For him to have come to you, that means he doesn't believe in me. So if you believe on the government and you're working with the government, the channels are there. Go to the channels. I get to pass your messages appropriately, and you'll get results. Not coming to social media and creating room for people to feel that the government is not doing well. The government is doing well in their way. The only thing I keep saying, I'm calling on Mr. President to dissolve his cabinets.
Okay.
So that we can have it right now.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ezekiel Waribani, for being a guest on today's show. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I wish to come again on Reverse Matter.
We're looking forward to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. You can always catch up with us on all our social media handles. Stay connected on Atlantic Television socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Ogu Laurentia Choma. Do not go away. Other programs comes up shortly.
Representing people.